Hello and welcome. For today's lesson, we will learn about the most common bear in the world, which also lives in Kentucky, the American black bear. Here I have some great examples. Now, for the most part, a black bear will have black fur with a brown snout. They may also have a white patch of fur on their chest. That's called a chest blaze. This one has a V-shaped chest blaze. Now, not all black bears have black fur. Some are different colored. Like this one over here, if you can tell, this black bear has more of a reddish-brown fur coat, kind of like a cinnamon color. So black bears, they can be black, they can be cinnamon, and in some cases, they can be all white. That's called albino. Now on average, if they're walking on all fours, they'll come up to about 3 feet high. That's about my waist height. If they stand on their back legs straight up, they'll be 5 to 7 feet high. Now this one is a male black bear. Males are called boars. Boars on average weigh about 250 to 300 pounds. That's about the same weight as a UK football offensive lineman. Now this is a female black bear. Females are called sows, S-O-W. A sow typically weighs around 150 pounds. But the thing about black bear weight is their weight changes throughout the year. They are known to almost double their weight before the cold winter months. Right here is a bear skull. You can tell what types of food they eat by what kind of teeth they have. As you see in front, they have some sharp teeth. That shows that they do eat some meat. In the back, they're all flat to grind plant matter. So they eat both plants and meat, making black bears omnivores. Actually, most of their diet, about 3/4 of what they eat, is plants. They eat a lot of tree nuts, berries, seeds, roots, and other plant matter. As far as meat goes, they eat some fish, some small animals, and occasionally roadkill. They also like to eat a lot of bugs. Right here is the bear's snout, and this is their nasal cavity, their nasal passage. Their nasal passage is very wide to collect scent. Bears have some of the best sense of smell in the whole entire world, even better than a bloodhound dog. They are known to be able to smell the scent of ripe berries in the air from over a mile away. Now something else black bears like to eat is honey. If they find a beehive, you can betcha they're going to eat the honey inside. This is a patch of black bear fur. As you see, their fur is very thick and coarse. This fur protects their skin from getting scratched as they walk through the forest, and also protects their skin from getting stung by bees. As they're eating the honey from the beehive, those bees will try to sting, but they have a really hard time getting through this thick fur to sting them on the skin. So it works out pretty well for the bear. So like I said, they'll almost double their weight before the winter. They will eat as much as they possibly can during the warm months to put on as much body fat so they can make it through the cold winter. During the warm months, there's plenty of food around, but during the winter, food is very scarce. There's hardly any plants growing, there's very little bugs out, so they must eat while they can so they can make it through the winter. Now, bears in Kentucky, they don't exactly hibernate like you might think. They do a modified hibernation called torpor. What torpor is basically they will sleep for weeks at a time, and then they will wake up on those warmer winter days, exit the den, walk around, stretch their legs, and eventually they'll return to the den and go back to sleep for a while. So they do not sleep for the whole entire winter. Now something else that they do during the winter is the mother bears will give birth to their cubs. Mothers will usually give birth in the month of January inside of their den. They will give birth to around 1 to 5 cubs per litter. And when these cubs are born, they are absolutely tiny. They weigh less than a pound. They'd fit right in the palm of your hand. They're born with their eyes shut, no teeth, just a little bit of fur, and they're completely dependent on their mother for survival. During the first few months of their life, they will basically stay in the den with their mother, drink all kinds of milk from her so they can grow. Then in the springtime, they'll finally emerge from the den. They will follow their mother around all over the place, and she will teach them everything she knows. Anything from climbing a tree to finding food, and you name it. Now this is a black bear claw, a full-grown black bear claw. They will grow to be about 1.5 inches long, and they are perfect for climbing. Black bears are the best climbers of any bear in the whole world. They will also use these claws to pry open old dead logs to look for bugs to eat, dig in the ground, and the males will sometimes make claw marks in a tree to mark their territory. So the mothers, they will teach their cubs all year long, and the next winter, the cubs will den with her again. So the cubs spend 2 winters in the den with the mother. The following spring, the cubs are a little over a year old now. They've grown up a good amount. They've learned pretty much all they're going to learn from the mother. And at this point, the mother bear will shoo her cubs off. And those cubs will venture out on their own, find their own territory, and lead their own life. And the mother will get ready for the next breeding season to have more cubs. Right now in Kentucky, we estimate there are about 500 black bears living in our state in the year 2020. That population will grow a little bit by a little bit each year as the mother bears continue to have cubs. You're not likely to see one, as bears are naturally shy and afraid of people. Most of our bears live in the eastern Kentucky forests anyway, so if you're not around that area, you're probably not going to see them. But if you do ever encounter a bear, make sure that you don't panic. If you encounter a bear, you want to stay calm, stand your ground, make yourself look as big as you can by raising your arms up over your head, and yell at the bear to go away. Say, "Hey bear, get out of here, scram!" And that bear, it'll run off just like a deer. Because bears, they are more afraid of humans than humans are of them, believe it or not. Now some people, they see a bear and they'll panic. They'll say, "Oh my gosh, it's a bear, I gotta run." And they run from the bear. Well, that is not what you want to do, okay? Because bears have an instinct to chase, just like your pet dog. If you run from your dog, it chases you. Well, same thing with the bear. Now bears, their top speed, they can run up to 35 miles an hour. Here's a bear paw print, about as big as my hand. Pretty big. So top speed of up to 35 miles an hour, that's way faster than any human can run. So you definitely don't want to be trying to run from a bear. Now the number one rule about bears is that you never feed them. Feeding a bear is illegal, and it can result in a fine of up to $1,000, and you can spend a year in jail. Because what happens when you feed a bear is they will start to lose that natural fear of humans. They'll say, "Oh well, people feed me? Well, this is great. Well, I can go up to anybody now and get food." Well, that's dangerous. Okay? That gets bears way too close for comfort, and you never know what it might do. It is a wild animal. That could lead to a bear attack. Now, although it's very unlikely to be attacked by a bear, if you are ever attacked by a bear, what you want to do in that situation is fight back as hard as you can. You want to kick and punch, and everything you can do, try to hit them right in the nose. Because that's a real sensitive spot for the bear, and that'll cause them to run away. It hurts anybody to get hit in the nose, so that'll cause them to take off. As long as we make sure that we are enjoying them from a distance, respecting the bears, not feeding them, not letting them in trash either, then they'll stay wild, stay out in the woods, away from humans, and we won't have any problems, and we'll get to enjoy this nice wildlife that we have in our state. So, thank you.